Hello, hello. We are back, not on my office floor this time. This time we're going through my bookshelves. And I decided to start off with like a bookshelf tour. I kind of wanted to go through my K-pop album shelf. So that's what we're gonna do. So I have two different shelves, and then on the wall behind me, which I'll show you, I also have a couple more GOT7 albums, but there's a reason they're behind me instead of on these two shelves. So in this corner, we have 2PM's Make It. First 2PM comeback, absolutely phenomenal. I love them. And then I pulled Junho from there, and he's my bias, so I put him on his own little stand. And then we have Somo Fume by JB. I pulled this photo card, so he's on his own little stand as well. And then over here, I know the glare is kind of ridiculous, but we have Point of View You by Yugyeom. This album was so good, guys. It was amazing. I loved it so much. And then when you move down here, I'm going to back up. This shelf used to be a lot more full, but when I decided to redo my bookshelves, I also kind of went through and unhauled a lot of my K-pop albums. So I'm just going to go through and show you what ones I still have. So over here behind my little Jin Young photo card that came with the latest GOT7 album, and my little Dynamite pop figure of V, and my shiny Don't Call Me tin, I have all of my albums not from JYP or GOT7 members. So I have Map of the Soul 7 by BTS, which I got this version because I love the colors on this one. And then I have Don't Call Me by SHINee. I also really love this album. SHINee or Kings. No one's doing it better. Sorry, not sorry. Then I have Thrilling by The Boys. I really liked this blue one. I ordered a random version, but the blue one is really cool. I love the colors in it. And I think that still has all my inclusions in it. I don't think I pulled anything out of it. And then this was my first Astro album that I owned. I love Gateway. I think Gateway's their best album. I've liked the other ones they've done, but I really, really loved Gateway. And then I have this beautiful version of April in a Flower by Chen. Chen is my EXO bias, and I just loved the aesthetic of this. It's so pretty. Then I have a couple of soundtracks because, in case you didn't know, probably haven't because I haven't talked too much about it, but I loved Red Sleeve Cuff, so I bought the soundtrack, and all the inclusions I think are still in there, except the washi tape that came with it because I used that in my journals. And then, again, obsessed with Our Beloved Summer. Had on the soundtrack. It's currently what's in my CD player as well. I loved this soundtrack, and it came with so many cool inclusions. I couldn't not get it. And then here's my... I'm going to move Jin Young back to where he was. This is my copy of B. Pretty standard. Nothing is in this. I pulled everything out of it. Let's put V back over here. Okay. And then I have a candle. And then this is my JYP shelf. I don't like JYP as a company, but I like most of the groups that I love are from JYP. And by most of the groups, I mean GOT7 and Stray Kids. So, I have Ribbon by Bam Bam. This box is massive. Like, I love it, but it's huge. But I have that. And then Music Plaza restocked all of their GOT7 albums, so I bought Identify when that came through. And then I bought this version of Flight Log. All my albums are falling. From Mercari. It is... Let's see if I can do this with one hand. It is Jin Young. All of my member-specific albums are Jin Young because he's my alt. And then I've got Flight Log Arrival. I think my CD of this was Mark, I think. That one was a random one. I saw it and I needed it for my collection, so I bought it. And then I have GOT7's Just Right. Is that in backwards? It is in backwards. It's supposed to be the other way. And then I have Mad by GOT7 as well. All of these pretty much are GOT7 albums. 7 for 7, Spinning Top. I'm gonna move some of this stuff. And then You and Me. I loved this green one. I love the gold foiling on it. Then we have Call My Name by GOT7, which honestly one of my favorite GOT7 albums. I think Spinning Top is probably my favorite GOT7 album, but Call My Name is probably a close second. And then we've got Die by GOT7. This one is also in my top 5 albums of theirs. And then we have their newest album. I bought the Jin Young version. You could pick it on Music Plaza, so I bought the Jin Young version, and it was the best decision of my life. He looks beautiful in it. Then, let me see if I can kind of shift this stuff back to where it needs to be before I show you the rest. Haha, nailed it. Cool. Then I have Canvas by Junho. Junho is my 2PM bias, so I made sure I picked that up while I could. And then I have Colors by Youngjae, which I liked this album a lot. It was a vibe. And then we get into my Stray Kids stuff. So I have all 3 of Stray Kids albums. I got the orange version of In Life, and then I have No Easy, and then I have Ordinary. I got the green one for Ordinary. And then on the top is a recent acquisition. It's Gentleman's Game by 2PM. The local K-pop store that I have down here in Raleigh was selling it, and it is super hard to find this album, so I was like, I'm not going to leave without it. And then I had to pause you guys because I had to go to the wall behind me, but I have 2 other shelves on this wall behind me, and I can show you the whole wall if you want it. But on this shelf I have a picture of JJP, which is JJ Project, which is Jin Young and JB. Then I have a copy of the He Is Psychometric. I always say psychometric, that's not correct. The He Is Psychometric soundtrack card that came with it. And then I have my version of Breath of Love Last Piece, which is the Jin Young one. I bought this really sick plaque from a store on Etsy. And then I pulled Jin Young from my Flight Log Turbulence, I think. Or no, my Arrival, Flight Log Arrival album. And then over here, we have my last shelf. So if you can't tell, I love Jin Young. He's my alt forever. Love him. No regrets. I bought the Jin Young specific of Present You. And then I bought this little standee off Amazon, I think. It was from one of their fan meetups or something. I don't remember. And then this poster I pulled from Verse 2, and Verse 2 is on its own over here because it is the best album ever made. Would recommend, top to bottom, no skips, absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, those are my K-pop albums. I really love the way my Jin Young shelves look. I think they will never change. And yeah, if you guys want to see more, let me know.